Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Saturday afternoon. So, I actually don't have any beauty things for today to talk about. I am trying a new lip gloss, Anastasia, from that was a free gift from Nordstrom. I think it looks pretty nice. So, and there's nothing greater than getting, free gifts from Nordstrom. Anywho, and by the way, because of COVID-19 and everyone's opening up again, which it looks like people are going to close down again, like I said before, I think that a lot of companies are offering free gifts, especially at Nordstrom. Like everything is a free gift. Even Bobbi Brown has a free gift going on right now, and all of their products are on sale at Nordstrom. Some of them, even one of my absolute favorite deodorants, Donna Cashmere Mist, my friend from high school, she always wore Donna Cashmere Mist, and so I kind of got hooked in. 20 years ago, it was all of $17. The price has now increased to be about $29, and but it lasts for about 3 months, so it's worth the purchase. But at Macy's is going for the original price of $29, but at Nordstrom it's 15% off, plus free shipping. So that seems to be an excellent buy. Donna Cashmere Mist deodorant. I do not like the perfume, but the deodorant is incredible. Okay. So I actually have two reviews that I wanted to spend a few moments with. The first one will probably be the shortest one. UMC channel. So Amazon Prime right now is having a deal for viewers to watch have access to UMC content until the end of the month. So I'm going to take advantage of seeing the UMC content, and I'm going to say that I've never been really tempted to subscribe to UMC. I am getting really tempted to subscribe to Apple Plus TV, which that is my thing that I'm going to do for July. It's just, I can't take it anymore. There's so many shows on Apple Plus that I want to see, so I am going to buckle down and do that. But back to UMC. UMC is an urban movie channel or something like that. It's an urban channel that is supposed to be like a BET version. Now, BET, and I've made comments about BET's programming, has not always been good, and they're quick to cancel a show. Well, and we all know that Tyler Perry does some shows that we're just like, eek, you could have saved us on this, right? Well, this show, the UMC channel, I don't know how much it costs a month. And right now, like I said, it's free for Amazon Prime. And I am going to say that if it's cost a penny a month, then it is too much money. The programming is so bad. I mean, here's the thing. There is a niche market. Just like for books publishing, there's a lot of there is a market for these, I don't want to say ghetto books, but these hood books that you may probably not find in Barnes & Noble or major bookstores, but you definitely will find them. I like G Unit had a series of books, but there's a market for these kind of books, right? And so and this is clearly a market for these kind of films. Like, these are the kind of films or TV shows or series that is not even Tyler Perry quality. Like, this is a and Tyler Perry has made some good stuff, so I'm not even gonna even say that. But this is like the straight to DVD, the straight to like really bad. Like, I don't even sure if they have. I'm sure they have to have an editor, and I'm sure they have a writer. But this is just, I made it for $2.99, and it shows. So definitely, I mean, I'm gonna say something positive about UMC, the channel, though. They are giving a lot of black actors and actresses a chance to act, to have a job, when it is very difficult out there for black actresses and actors. I think Gabrielle Union made a lot of comments, especially in this COVID-19. She's tweeted about, some of the struggles, like the fact that you see a lot of in the black community, a lot of these actors and actresses do have common and popular names. And so we just assume that they have a lot of money, when in fact they don't. And if you listen to, oh my gosh, pause. If you are into, even if you're not into audiobooks, I think last Christmas before last, I spent Christmas before last, I gave that as my Christmas gift to everybody, the audiobook to Jenifer Lewis. Like, I mean, that, I know that Michelle Obama won that year for audiobooks, but I am going to tell you that Jenifer Lewis deserved a nomination. She deserved to win. That audiobook is so, I mean, it's so great because she's such a great voice actress. And so she just brings that book to life. Like, I can listen to her voice consistently. And in the midst of all of that struggle, she definitely talks about the struggle for sometimes not working consistently. And in Hollywood, Black Hollywood, you definitely don't get paid equitably for your talent. And so it's like you have and Jenifer Lewis, all this time it took this niche for her, even though she's worked with all of these big actresses and actors. I mean, she's worked with everyone, and it took her years for her to get honored for her due. I mean, she's getting a Hollywood star, which is well deserved. I met her in person. She held my son. Like, she is an incredible woman. And the way that she, as warm and friendly and vocal and exuberant as she is on film and on TV, especially in Blackish, she is like that in person. My son warmed up to her. She just held him in her arms, and he loved it. And I mean, he was like 3, maybe 3, yeah, 3.5. So she is just, and she's so caring, and she's so accessible. And, I follow her to completely. I'll watch anything that she's in. I'll, and support her. And I think that's a really great thing. Needless, I say all that to say that I realize that black actors and black actresses need to go into a bunch of different avenues, especially if you're not, some people haven't been able to be consistent on a larger scale or get noticed or have those major breaks. And so therefore these channels, which I think is great for these other content, that maybe not make it to Netflix, but they're on the UMC channel, they're able to have a consistent, steady, payable income because of these opportunities, even if it may not be a lot of money. So for that, I love the UMC channel. I love that they're giving an outlet for people to be able to stay steady, stay honing in their craft, staying involved, whatever. Except I'm not the market. And I will acknowledge that. I will watch it. I will support it while it's on my Amazon Prime for free. But I cannot subscribe to this. I cannot give even if it's like $2 or $3 a month, I cannot give my $2 or $3. I'm sure it has to at least be $5 a month. I mean, that makes sense. But I can't give my $5 even if it's $5 a month. It's just bad quality. Like, the other second positive is that it's short. Like, the episodes are so short, like 20-minute episodes, so it's not terribly painful because there's maybe 6 or 7. But with such great content out, you're like, you can't make one good thing for cheap. You have to make a bunch of crappy things for cheap. I mean, it's just, it's a paycheck. And I acknowledge that it's a paycheck. It's just, I'm not the market. There are other people that this is their market, this is their niche, this is the kind of shows that they like. I'm not it. On the flip side, Amazon Prime, because in the celebration of Juneteenth, which I find myself spending way too much time in my life over the last week trying to educate people about Juneteenth, when almost in the world of Google, people should be able to educate themselves on Juneteenth. So I've stopped my level of educating. And now people are struggling with the commercialization of Juneteenth. Look, you either want it acknowledged or you want it commercialized. You either want it acknowledged or ignored. If it's going to be acknowledged, then it's going to be commercialized. People are always trying to make money, especially in COVID-19 world where we have an unemployment rate that's out of this world, right? So you got to make $1. So I'm not even upset about that at all. But I think it's kind of an interesting thing that more and more channels, especially yesterday, was showing a ton of Black content. And so on TNT, they were showing Just Mercy, and Amazon Prime and all of these other streaming was letting Just Mercy be free. I didn't realize that Just Mercy was being made for $25 million, which I think the budget of $25 million for that show is pretty, that's a pretty low budget film. But it is definitely, it's definitely an emotional film. And I sat and watched it again yesterday. I thought it was it's much better on film than a book. So just to give you a perspective, like if you run out to go get the book, you may be a little bit more disappointed. But I will say on another side, Amazon Prime is also on every streaming, it seems. Amazon, Netflix, HBO is offering a list of shows that you can use in this Juneteenth or to become more educated about Black issues. Well, one of the films is Brian Banks. And Brian Banks on Amazon Prime is something that I'm going to admit I wanted to see, but it took about a couple of years for me to break down and watch this film. And I watched it today. And I must say, it's my nightmare. And this is probably the reason why I didn't watch it in the first place. Because it is my nightmare. I think, and it is something that I teach about every semester. I explain to students every single semester that in the state of California, we do not have, teenagers can't issue consent. Minors, the notion of consent, sexual consent, is something that is an adult, 18 and over. And so when you have two minors who is engaging in sex, and we know that there's a lot of minors who engage in sex, there is always the strong possibility that a parent can go after the male to, and most of the time it's male, to say that you have, and there's different categories of rape. And so I explain every single semester that, if it's 17 and 17 in California, we view the male as the aggressor. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that this is kind of where we are at. And so when you watch a Brian Banks, and I'm raising a son, and he's this cute little adorable 5-year-old who's huggable, lovable, loves hugs, loves to, we're trying to explain to him that you can't kiss little girls on the cheek. He loves holding hands. He's just a very lovable little boy. My fear is and will always be that he will have another little girl, and if he decides to engage in sex. And I am, of course you have the talk, of course you want to have all those conversations, and the STD talk and all this other stuff, but Brian Banks' story is that she lied. And that's the biggest, even the greater fear, is that you had sex and then you lied afterwards, or you didn't have sex and you lied. And the thing that makes me sad about it is that the women who make the decision to lie, that angers me even more, because of all the women who actually who was actually raped, right? And so there's so many women who have been raped. In fact, 1 out of every 4 women in college gets raped. And my students, I think last year, they did a symposium, and one of the girls' research projects was looking at the number of male assaults, sexual assaults, men on men. And that number is pretty high. And I, was astounded, and it makes a lot of sense for, a number of reasons, because it goes under non-reported, of course. But so it's an estimate. But for women, it hurts me because I've known people that I went to college with, and that was attending other colleges, not at my college, but I'm not saying it didn't happen at my college, but I'm saying that other people who have been raped, and not just raped, been gang raped, and the effects of that. None of the accusers went to jail. And so when you see that women who have been charged, and I've even had an incident where I had to fight off someone years ago, and he was a friend, right? And so it's important to go after people who commit crimes, sexual assault, but to lie about it is just really, really frustrating. So Brian Banks is a great film, but I want you to really realize before you watch it that, you got to get your mind really into the present, that this is just a disastrous thing that's happening. And it's an epidemic that we really need to pause and think about, because it can really disenfranchise a number of different people. And on that note, see, my husband is interfering with my video. He was the one making all the loud noise. He was the one calling my name, and he put his head in my video. On that note, I will see you all tomorrow. Go watch Brian Banks for free. It's a 48-hour free rental on Amazon Prime. Go try to support fellow Black artists on UMC channel on Amazon Prime, because it's free at the moment. I don't recommend you spending your $5 or $2 or $3 for that subscription, but I think it's great to support fellow Black artists. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow.